thyrocervical trunk, which give the inferior thyroid artery, and this is blood supply to the thymus also. So the inferior thyroid artery give blood supply to the thymus as well as the inferior part of the thyroid gland. And another one, which is the internal thoracic, which is one of the most important. And we say the internal thoracic give what branches? The anterior branches of the subcostal branches. Here we can see all the branches here. We are going to have the vertebral artery. Yes, we are going to have the thyrocervical trunk, which is here. We are going to have another one, which is the costocervical, costo from the first rib here, the costocervical, which goes to the cervical part. We are going to have another one, which is the transverse cervical, and we said at the level of the first rib is going to be converted to the axillary artery. What else, guys? We said here the internal thoracic artery. The internal thoracic artery. We have one branch here, which is superior epigastric artery, and this is going to go and anastomose with the inferior epigastric artery, which comes from the iliac, the external iliac. So the superior epigastric artery, this is a continuation of the internal thoracic artery, and this is going to enter on the rectus sheath and supply the rectus muscle. The rectus muscle, the rectus abdominis muscle, the one which comes inserted in the xiphoidal process and goes to the synthesis of the pubis. The rectus muscle we have in the midline, and we have the left side as well as the right side. So this superior epigastric artery, which enters on the rectus sheath and supplies the rectus muscle, and this is the one which is going to anastomose with the inferior epigastric artery, which is branch of the external iliac near the umbilicus. Here we have this is the rectus, left side and right side. Here we have the superior epigastric, and this is the inferior epigastric, which comes from the external, and this is going to anastomose here near the umbilical. And the same for the venous drainage. The venous drainage. We'll see, because whenever we have a patient with a portal hypertension, these are going to be dilated and they are going to be anastomosis with some veins here, and the patient is going to have like what we call cactus medusum, which looks like veins, dilated veins around the umbilicus. So any of doctor can identify and looks like umbilical hernia. So it's not umbilical hernia. This is type of anastomosis of veins, and this is a sign of portal hypertension. So the celiac, we say this branch of the celiac trunk is branch of the aorta, yes? And this is going to be at the level of what? T12. So what are the branches of the celiac artery? We say we have three branches. The common hepatic, the splenic, and the left gastric artery. Yes? And the celiac trunk is going to give blood supply to the whole foregut. We are going to see what all the structures of the foregut. Then we go for the superior mesenteric artery and the inferior mesenteric artery. If this is T12, this is going to be at the level of L1, and this is going to be at the level of L3. L1, L3, and this is T12. So the superior mesenteric and the inferior mesenteric verification here of the organ is going to be L1, L3, L4. You have some renal or some glomerular arteries, and these glomerular in the L1, L3 means more or less at the level of L2. So here you have L1, L2, L4. This is angiogram. Angiogram means here you are going to have the descending aorta. Here we have the kidney, the renal artery, and here we have the left renal artery. You see the superior mesenteric is going to go above the iliac, of the left and this right. This one, this is the gastroduodenum. What the organs are going to be blood supplied by the gastroduodenum. So at what level does the abdominal aorta perfurate into the common iliac arteries and also gives rise to the middle sacral arteries? Yes. Right. The sacral artery, this is the sacral artery is going to be here in the middle. This is the second, the level of T4, L4, sorry. All of the following are direct branches of the subclavius artery except one. Which one is exception? These are the subclavius. We said the internal thoracic artery, right? And we said the internal thoracic artery is going to be give two branches. What are those? Musculophrenic and the superior epigastric. Yes? Thyrocervical trunk, we said yes. The thyrocervical trunk gives the inferior thyroid artery, and this is give blood supply to the gland, to the thyroid gland, as well as the thymus. The inferior thyroid artery is not branch of the subclavius, it's branch of the thyroid. So this is indirect. And we have the dorsal scapular artery, which is branch of the subclavius. So here, the internal thoracic artery ends at the 6th intercostal space by dividing them to the musculophrenic and the epigastric. Here, epigastric arteries, these are the division and going to be at the level of the intercostal space. we said the liver is going to be at the fifth. Here, we are going to have the division of the internal thoracic. You know, we have internal thoracic vein to drain on the subclavius vein. And the internal thoracic vein, we can use it for open heart surgery. For example, a patient coronary, so we can use the internal thoracic. I mean, vein, we can use it for coronary. Look at this. All of the following statement carotid arteries are true except one, which one is the exception. The first one says that carotid arteries are the same, which is 100%. The common carotid arteries differ in their mode of origin, yes, because we said on the right side, yes, they come from brachiocephalic trunk, while the left side comes from the aortic arc. Now the C, the right common carotid artery, is branch of the brachiocephalic trunk, which is correct. The left common carotid artery is the aortic arc, which is here. So the ascigus system, look at the difference between ascigus and hemiascigus. So this is the ascigus system drains the thoracic wall, but not only the thoracic wall, also the lumbar, the lumbar region. And we said, if you remember, the CEA cava, esophagus, and the aorta. And we said we can add another one, so this is ascigus. And this is going to be at the level of T8, 10, and 12. So at the level of T12, we are going to, the aorta is going to pass from the thoracic, the abdominal, at the level of T12. The esophagus is going to be at the level of T10 with the biggest nerve, because the esophagus is innervated by the biggest nerve and the vena cava. So here the ascigus is going to go together in the aortic hiatus at the level of T12. Let us see a picture so we can understand what's. So see here, the ascigus is on the left side or the right side? Right side. So here the ascigus vein, which comes from all the lumbar veins, the lumbar veins, they are going to drain on the ascigus, but also in the left side of the thoracic veins are going to drain on the ascigus. Now, if you look to the hemiascigus, we are going to have two of them. One is superior and one is inferior. One is superior. The superior one, which is called accessory hemiascigus, this is going to drain on the ascigus. And the same with the inferior hemiascigus on the left side, is going to drain on the ascigus. So both of them are going to drain on the ascigus vein. The ascigus vein finally goes to the vena cava here, to the superior vena cava, and from the superior vena cava goes to the right atrium. So the ascigus. Let us see what's written here. So ascend through the aortic orifice of the diaphragm, we say that, not the, yes, at the level of T12. Lies with the posterior mediastinum, because the aorta is going to be on the posterior mediastinum. Leaves a notch in the right lung as it passes on the hilum, and this is going to be formed by the right ascending lumbar veins and the right subcostal veins. And finally goes to the superior vena cava. More or less, and the accessory hemiaceus and the inferior part of the hemiaceus is going to be at the level more or less D9, T10. Look at the inferior, let us start with the superior hemiaceus, which is going to be formed by the 4 to 8 intercostal veins. It lies on the acegus. 4 to 8. Yes? And goes to the acegus. So this is the part. Let us see the inferior one, which is the hemiacegus, again, which comes from the left ascending lumbar veins, left subcostal veins. So from the lumbar, even both sides, yes, and the subcostal, this goes to the acegus and finally to the superior vena cava. So the left side is going to be lumbar and the subcostal veins. You see, in the accessory, which is superior, we don't have lumbar, so just only the intercostal veins. The picture. So here we are going to have the splanchnic nerves, which are sympathetic nerves to the abdominal viscera, and this is going to act the parasympathetic input, which comes from the T5, T12, T thoracic vertebral number 5 to T12, all pass through the diaphragm. You see here, we can see, if you look here, we can see the sympathetic chains here, the sympathetic chains, and these are the sympathetic ganglions. Yes? And either to this, we are going to have splanchnic nerves, and the T5 to T9, and this is going to synapse at the cervical plexus. And from T5 to T9, it's going upward to the cervical plexus to the C1, C2, C3. And this is the one which is going to give innervation for the foregut. The foregut means esophagus, stomach, or these structures above the duodenum. Look at the least splanchnic nerves. This is going to come only from the T10 and T11, and this is going to synapse with the superior mesenteric plexus and goes and give blood by both of them, by the left as well as right brachiocephalic trunk. And the brachiocephalic trunk, we say that each one of the left side or the right side is formed by internal, jugular, and the subclavius veins. Also, the acigus goes to the superior vena cava. The inferior vena cava, which here we have the inferior vena cava, I mean the suprarenal, which is above the renal artery, and the infrarenal, which is below the renal artery. And the same, guys, here is going to be divided into two common iliac, both common iliac from both sides. And here we have the external and the internal. So external, internal, we are going to have the common iliac. Again here, internal, external, they are going to have a common iliac. The common iliac, both sides, they are going to drain on the inferior vena cava. See here, we are going to have similarity of the veins. Look at the gonadal veins here, sorry, gonadal arteries. Here we have gonadal veins. Yes? So the gonadal artery comes from the aorta. The gonadal vein goes to the inferior vena cava. So there's difference between the left side and the right side. You will see what are the difference. We say the portal vein here. You have to know how is formed the portal vein. We said it's going to be formed by the splenic vein, and this one here, the inferior mesenteric. So the splenic and the inferior mesenteric, they are going to join with each other, and here behind the pancreas, this is going to join with the superior mesenteric, and they are going to form one portal vein. You see the portal vein which drains to the liver, goes to the liver. And then they are going to have anastomosis with the hepatic vein, and the hepatic vein, they are going to drain on the inferior vena cava. Not only, these are the major branches which forms the portal vein, but here we are going to have small veins like left gastric vein or right gastric veins are going to drain on the portal vein, but they are going to be separate. But the branches, the more branches which forms the portal vein, you have to know the splenic, the inferior mesenteric, the superior mesenteric, and the other veins which are separate. They are going to drain the left gastric and the right gastric to the portal vein. So we said the portal vein then goes to the liver, yes, and we say that this is going to anastomose with the hepatic veins, and the hepatic veins go to drain on the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. Good question here, guys. If we have a patient, for example, cancer of the this is the colon here, for example, the right colon, and the right colon is going to go, the venous drainage goes to the superior mesenteric, right? And the superior mesenteric goes to the portal. So we have a cancer with the metastasis. So the metastasis go all the way through the superior mesenteric and goes to the liver. So the metastasis is going to be in the liver. In short time, we go to see the blood supply and the venous drainage of the colon in order to see where are the metastases of cancer. This is the splenic, the inferior mesenteric, the superior mesenteric, and you see here both of the left gastric, the right gastric, they drain on the portal vein. Also here we are going to have the part of the posterior superior pancreatic duodenal artery and the inferior part of the duodenal anastomose and the drains on the portal vein. Pero no lo voy a close hasta que doy la blood supply to the colon. ¿Ok? Déjame antes de eso dar una... La servilleta siempre se queda ahí. Ok. Gracias. Today I'm going to go for all the GI. I mean, we stop to the stomach, but we go all the GI. I mean, the liver, the pancreas, the spleen, the small intestine, the large intestine, how we can differentiate between each other. So again, fast now, because we covered this here, the esophagus. You said this is the stomach, and this is the abdomen. And the abdomen, we say that is going to have relation, I mean, tight relation with the pancreas. Yes? So, the celiac form, the left gastric, we say it's going to have the hepatic. Yes? So what else we say from the splenic here, we are going to have artery, which is called the short gastric artery. From the splenic. And here we are going to have here, we say this is the left gastric. We have gastric comes hepatic. Look at the left gastric, which comes from the celiac, and the right gastric, which comes from the hepatic. Yes, what else here? We said that there is Pediatric comes from the head. Yes? And this is the same what's for the pancreas. If you just divide the pancreas like this, half. So the gap to the superior part of the pancreas. And this is for superior pancreatic duodenum. Because the same blood supply to the upper half of the duodenum